Alright, Kraftwerk, let's see here. In the United States, the fandom of Kraftwerk is a very polarizing thing. I find people either really know who they are, or they have never heard of them at all and have no friggin' clue. Even still, there are a fair deal of people out there who refer to them as that band with the robots, with not a whole lot of idea who they are, what they're about, what their sound is. Now, they will be referring in this case to their song The Robots, where they have robot versions of themselves come out on stage. It's really friggin' cool, but I can go into this band for a good long while. So let's just dive into it right now. The Robots was the least of it. Welcome to That Was the Least of It, the show where I judge you for not listening to an artist beyond their hits. Now, when I first began listening to them, I had found one of their CDs in a record store. I was maybe around 10 years old, and I hadn't heard a lot of albums like theirs. But, you know, it had a little robot guy on the cover, and I later found out that this was some of their revamped hits, some more of the mixes that they use in live stuff, and it was really amazing. All of the sounds that came from this, the rhythms, the beats, the melodies, everything about it was so instrumental to so much music that came after it, yet I hadn't at that point heard a whole ton of music that was exactly like it. However, I did see a lot of influence in many of the things I'd listened to up to that point, and realized, goodness, I've come across something amazing. Kraftwerk started out in Dusseldorf, Germany, where they began as a krautrock band, and this allowed them to do a whole lot of experimental rock stuff in their early age of music. A little while later, they would discover electronic music and what they could do with that, and they kind of did discover it. In fact, they sort of made electronic music what it is. Now, this is kind of where the whole crucible of all of this wonderful electronic goodness came into music, where bands like them, utilizing keyboards and a lot of little video game and chiptune and electronic elements to make things happen, going so far as to make their own instruments. Yes, that's right, they knew enough about electronics to build their own friggin' instruments, to do what they needed to get the sounds that they wanted. This is where it began, you guys. The sounds that they would create would then become a big influence to many sounds that came after, but I will dig further into that in a moment. Their subject matter was greatly about electronic and mechanical technological advancements. Their synthesizers, sweetly analog and raw as they were, sang beautiful notes and now tell a story in itself of how nothing says the past like what used to say the future, while losing none of its sense of wonder and magic. If we want to discuss how influential they were to other artists, we could sit here arguing all day. But just the artists that cite Kraftwerk as a direct influence include Depeche Mode, Gary Newman, David Bowie, Vince Clarke, Daniel Miller, The Orb, New Order, and Joy Division. It's also fair to say that they laid the foundations for club music, hip-hop, synth-pop, techno, and house music. Seeing Kraftwerk live just a few years ago was a really big thing for me. I went to go see one of their 3D live shows, and it was everything I'd ever hoped it would be. It kinda blew my mind. One of those I can die happy now sort of scenarios. In live shows, they play a fair deal of both their old songs and the new polished versions of their songs. Whether the newer versions are better, worse, or just a different imagination of their old stuff depends on who you ask. But I, like most fans, embrace the multitude of sounds they've created and see the changes that they've made to their sound as just doing what they always have, utilizing available technologies to the fullest and creating their sound from it. Technology updates, and so do they. It's not like the old recordings aren't still available, I mean, fuck. You can look further into their work and information online, and I hope that this has tempted you to take a deeper look into their work and check them out. I do recommend these albums right here. I think that you will really enjoy them, and if you like any one of these, I think the rest of them are really going to be right up your alley as well. So I really hope that this sends you on a new journey of musical exploration, and that the sounds that come from their music will find a special place in your heart and your album collection. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. F you too, buddy. And if there are any bands that you feel that I should cover because people only like their hits and don't listen to the rest of their wonderful work, please leave that down in the comments section. Please don't leave me that many thumbs down, oh my god. But please leave that down in the comments section and let me know. I am Brianna, and that was the least of it.
Asia, TWTLOI.